Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. There we go. All right. Thank you so much. We got a good crowd today. We got 2 hours to do a bunch of business, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Do we have a door prize to kick things off? We got a door prize, just not a name. Well, we can give you a name if that's the issue. I don't know if she's not using it. Maybe. Braille Uno, $25. Jose Castro. The center students are missing out. Broken cookie. Okay.
Go, Audra.
All right. Congratulations, Billy. Okay, now for this morning's invocation, please welcome Linda Minting, board member of the National Federation of Blind of Nebraska.
Good morning. Let us be in an attitude of prayer. Our precious Heavenly Father, we thank you that we've had such a good convention. We thank you for your presence with us throughout this whole time. We thank you for your love for us and your watch care over us. We just ask you now, Lord, that your will would be done during this business meeting, and that also you would give us all journey mercies as we travel to our homes following the business meeting. We thank you, Lord, for this time that we've been able to have together, and for Jamie and her leadership and all the people who have made this convention such a great success. We ask for your continued strength and grace as we interact with each other for the rest of this morning. And we thank you, Lord, for your love for us. We love you back. In your precious name, amen.
You can be looking for a person as, yeah, go ahead and pull a few so we have them on backup. All right. As you're looking, we are going to have the reading of our 2023 minutes, business meeting minutes. For that will be Kimberly Sherbarth. As she's making her way up here, today is her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kimberly. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, she had to buy her own birthday cake. Oh, that's true. Joshua Root, are you here? All right.
All right.
All right. So we appreciate Kimberly spending her birthday with us. I know she wouldn't have it any other way. So here's for the here for the minutes is Kimberly Sherber.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. That was really a nice birthday song. I'm gonna catch my breath. I just carried a case of water into the room, so hold on one sec. Okay. Okay. So before I start reading these, ironically, the minutes that I'm reading are from March 26th of the year previous, like 2022. And it happened to be at our annual meeting on March 26th of 2023. So kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska, March 26, 2023, annual business meeting minutes. Lincoln Marriott Cornhusker Hotel. President Ritchie called the meeting to order at 9 a.m. Invocation by board member Linda Mentink from Columbus. Origami activity by Shane Burrish, NFB member, Lincoln, Nebraska. In attendance, President Jamie Ritchie, First Vice President Christine Boone, Second Vice President Michael Hansen, Treasurer Cheryl Livingston, Secretary Kimberly Sherbarth, board members Nancy Kaufman, Roshna Keshwani Marsh, Geraldine Conra, Maura Loberg, and Linda Mentink. Absent, Rebecca Stevens. March 26th, 2022, annual business meeting minutes, read by Kimberly Sherbarth. Board member Loberg moved and board member Mentink seconded to approve the March 26th board meeting minutes as read. And the motion carried. Treasurer's report given by Treasurer Cheryl Livingston. It was from January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022. Board member Mentink moved and Secretary Sherbarth seconded to accept the treasurer's report as presented. All chapters and divisions reported on the activities from this past year. The resolutions committee did not meet this year due to having no resolutions. Historian committee report given by Barbara Lowe's chair. Pre-authorized contribution, PAC report, committee report given by Barbara Lowe's. Scholarship award presented by Bob Burns, scholarship chair. Maura Lilberg received $1,000 and Danielle Schutz received $1,500. We also had an additional winner, Amber Steet, but she was not present to receive her check. President Mark Riccobono provided a few closing words. Nomination committee report given by First Vice President Boone. Elections were held and the 2023 Nebraska Board of Directors is as follows. First, President Jamie Ritchie. First Vice President Christine Boone. Second Vice President Bob Burns. Treasurer Cheryl Livingston. Secretary Kimberly Sherbar. Board Member Nancy Kaufman. Board Member Rashna Keshwani Marsh. Board Member, I think I might have, nope. Okay, Board Member Karen Lemon. I might have missed more. Did I miss more? I might have jumped past her. I think I said Geraldine, didn't I? Okay, Geraldine Conriff, I just jumped past you. Sorry about that. And then Board Member Karen Lemon, there we go. And then Board Member Maura Loberg. Board Member Linda Mentink. And that was the board for that, 2023. Presentation, hold on. Oh, President Ritchie was elected as the delegate for the 2023 National Convention, and Shane Burrish was elected as the alternate delegate. Okay. A vote was taken. One sec, I kind of lost my place. To determine if the 2024 state convention would be held in the spring or in the fall. Convention members determined that the fall convention, spring convention was preferred. Why Am I a Federationist by Michael Hansen. With no other business to come before the convention assembled, the board meeting was adjourned at 12:55 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Secretary Kimberly Sherbar, National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska.
I move approval of the minutes as read.
Okay. Christine Boone, moved, and I heard Bob. I know there was a couple seconds there, but Bob, Burns, seconded to approve the 2023 annual business meeting minutes. All those in favor? Opposed? All right. Next up, if you have not met with this lady yet to pay for anything, well, auction items, dues, that kind of thing. She is in the second row straight in front of the podium. She'll be there this morning. And of course, you want to get that done before you have to leave. So find Cheryl Livingston. And for our 2023 annual financial report, here is Treasurer Cheryl Livingston. Kimberly, did you want your water? Oh, sure. You could do it real quick while she's getting settled. Jamie Taylor.
All right.
Okay. Have our attention for Cheryl, please.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I would just like to kind of give an update on the fundraising that we did last night before I go into my report. We raised $2,654 from our auction. And we raised, and I'll confirm these figures, $194 from the Lucky Duck and $133 from Trivia for a total of $327.
Right.
So I think we did pretty well. So I'll go into the annual report for 2023 from January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. I think I'll go over the bank balances first and get the boring stuff out of the way. No, it's not boring. It's it's very important. Yes, I know it is. Okay. Our account balances as of January 1, I'm going to read the beginning balance as of January 1 and the ending balance as of December 31. So in our checking account, we began with $17,735.99. Our ending balance is $8,115.67. And that's per normal because we do a lot of business with our checking. Our savings account started off in January with $12,266.96, and the ending balance is $3,269.83. We have needed to withdraw money from our savings account to cover expenses, and since the savings doesn't really draw a lot of interest, we started off by taking money from there first. Our NJN financial investment account, which is what we have saved up for our scholarships, beginning balance was $39,552.56. Our ending balance was $48,800.42. So there was some good growth in that fund last year. Our Vanguard investment account, which is the money that we received from Gwendolyn Magnol, we received a very generous bequest from her a few years ago, and we invested that money in Vanguard. So that beginning balance was $128,772.34, and our ending balance was $135,327.19. So there was some growth there as well. Our PayPal account, that fluctuates also. It should have a zero balance at the end of the month. Sometimes I don't get money transferred over till after the end of the month. So our beginning PayPal balance was $3. Our ending PayPal balance was $107.81. Our raffle account, which is an account that we need to have established when we conduct raffles, it's a state requirement, has had a balance of $250 from the beginning to the end. That money is just staying in there to keep the account open. So our total income, or our total balances from January 1st, 2023 was $198,580.85. And our ending balance on December 31st was $195,870.92. So we really haven't lost, or haven't, there's only been a small decrease in those balances. So I'm hoping that soon we'll be having a lot of good things coming. I know we have a newly formed NABS division, and so hopefully we'll have some good things coming from there. I know we will. So that's great. We're trying to build our chapters and our senior division, and so I think some good things are going to be happening. Okay, so now we get into the details of the report. The first detail I'll give is the income, what we received in income. Now, some of you may know that the national office has asked that we start using a program called QuickBooks to do our banking and finance information, and I'm learning how to use QuickBooks. So it's a slow process, but it's going pretty well, I think. We have some really patient, good people to work with at the National Center, and they're encouraging, and so it's going to get there sooner or later. So with our contributions, now contributions are kind of lumped up into one big category, but I kind of divided them out because that's kind of what we usually do here in Nebraska, and we have some breakouts under general contributions under QuickBooks as well. So for contributions, for convention registrations last year, we had $13,695. For convention sponsorships, we had $2,550. And then general donations, which came from individuals, chapters, fundraisers, those things, $8,087.20. Membership dues collected were $571. Sale of items, $145.95. Let's see, our raffle income was $973. We did have one category that we did get money from, and I called it the special event. We had planned to have a retreat at Camp Calvin Crest a few years ago, and the retreat hasn't happened, so they offered to refund our money to us. So we got a check of $528. So our income over this period, January 1st to December 31st, was $26,550.15. Our expenses for this same period, that breaks out into various categories: awards and grants, which would include contributions to various national funds, grants to chapters, scholarships, assistance to convention, those kinds of things, $6,960.12. Travel expense, which would be state, national conventions, board meetings, any other meetings, $7,638.40. Printing and publications, which would be meeting and convention agendas primarily, $1,245. Supplies, which can fall into a lot of, it's a pretty broad category, and for us, it included bank fees, which would be basically PayPal fees. Computer, we did purchase a computer this last year, a laptop, and our affiliate insurance, which the total on that was $5,379.35. The cost of conferences, conventions, and meetings, which would be state conventions and board meetings, $20,858.86. We had our convention in Lincoln last year, but we did get some good sponsorships and things, so we were able to cover most of that with just income that we received. Our raffle, that would be the awarding of prizes and our raffle license, $441.87. And then I have a category, information technology, which is money that we pay to a webmaster to maintain our website every month for us, and that was $75. Our total expenses for last year were $42,598.60. So that is my report, and if anyone has any questions, I will try to have answers.
Any question for Cheryl? Is there a motion to accept as read? Okay. So it was moved by Nancy Kaufman and seconded by Kimberly Sherbar to accept the treasurer's report as read. All those in favor? Opposed? All right. Thank you, Cheryl. So as you're grabbing that door prize, remember, if you need to pay Cheryl, please do it ASAP. She's the second row back, straight from the podium. So the podium's up here. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you're on the mic, but if you go straight back from me, you'll find her. There you go. Woohoo! Awesome. All right. We're gonna start doing the roll call of chapters and divisions, so those chapters and divisions can start making your way forward. And of course, the first one on the list is clear in the back, so I'll give her just a moment. I do want to thank, I should have been doing this throughout convention, and I apologize. I want to thank Christian Record Services for their sponsorship, as well as Aloe Fiber and The Way Around, who gave us the tags for the name tags. Yeah, The Way Around tags for the name tags. Yes, yay sponsors. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So for the Greater At-Large chapter, here is its president, Kimberly Sherbarth.
Okay, so this has been a great convention for us. We have 9 regular members who attend meetings that are dues paying members. We have a couple, 2 to 3 other members that occasionally, not members, guests that attend. But at this convention, we had 3 new members join us and pay dues. So we have 12 members. And if you don't remember, we got our charter in August of 2022. So we're kind of excited about that. All right. We meet the 3rd Sunday of each month at 6:30 p.m. and we meet via Zoom conferencing. Our meetings usually last about, I would say about 2 hours. We have planned to try to meet quarterly in person if we can. We have not yet been able to do that. This is our first kind of in-person meeting this year. So I think that's about all for our chapter. Fundraising, actually, this is our fundraiser this year, is in the back of the room. So if you want to get anything before you leave, the sodas are now $1. And if you Cliff Bars are $3, trail mix $3. So sorry, I'm making a plug there. We'd like to sell as much as we can before we leave, and they're only going to sell until about 10:30. They're packing up. Okay. So no other fundraisers, nothing else for our chapter at this point. So that's all.
Right, perfect.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Greater At Large, which means all of Nebraska. So if you don't have a local chapter to attend, please consider joining them on the 3rd Sunday of each month. And as we're getting a door prize, Christine Boone, chair of our convention arrangements committee, who is doing an awesome job, has an announcement for you.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Before, oh, one second.
Oh, oh, hooray, Miss Barbara. Hooray.
Jamie, you know something else, right? Okay.
What's that?
You have
Yeah.
this.
Get our votes, Robert.
Oh, what's that?
Cash is always nice.
Morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Yeah? All right. Now, is everyone checked out of their hotel? Oh my gosh, is anyone not checked out? Don't be ashamed. There's still time. Anyone? Oh, yes. And how did checkout go at the monument? Excellent. Well, yes, that is, yes, kind of a pandemic of keys stopping working, but that's okay. And how about at the cobblestone? It went okay? Good. Oh my goodness. What a relief. All right. So just a reminder, we will adjourn around 11. Madam President, do you know where the lunches are going to be handed out?
I asked them to do it by the front door, but I haven't got.
Okay, I will verify that before this convention is over. Information desk, do you still have anything in the lost and found? Oh, just the nail file? All right. Yeah, the 208-year-old, I'm worried about that one. So if the nail file remains at the end of convention, I suggest that the staff of the information table have a little auction, and may the nail file go to the highest bidder, and proceeds, of course, to the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska. Cool. Well, there you go. Anybody else who wants to join in the auction? I also have, this is just very random, but we had devotions this morning, and Linda Mentink, being a very good at reasonable accommodation, printed out Braille song sheets. And so there are lyrics to 4 different hymns here, and I have about 6 or 7 copies. So I will keep these up on the head table, just to the left of, wait, to your right of the president. And so if anyone wants one, please come forward and get one, because it's nice if you don't have any Braille to read the words. All right, that's all I have for now. Anybody have any questions about convention arrangements or leaving or anything? Hearing none. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, and if I still know my alphabet, we will next have the Lincoln chapter, and for that presentation will be the president, Mark Coleman. So Mark became the president in February, and I kind of forgot to warn him about this part, so. Yeah, surprise, Mark.
Okay.
Oh, you
Hello.
have to raise that mic.
Okay. Can people hear me? Okay. Well, I want to start by saying we came here with the idea of having what's sometimes called a whisper campaign for secretly selling our Baker's chocolates as quietly and subtly as possible. And I think it's been a great success. And we still have 3 bags left. So we've had a good year this past year. I'll start with talking about, we like to have fun in Lincoln. So I'll call this category Federation, Friendship, and Fellowship. Over the past year, we had a very successful picnic. I think it was in July. We had a very big turnout. We had a food truck come. It was a great success. We had people who had never had an NFB experience come. I think we might have gotten a couple new members out of it. And it was a wonderful experience. We also had a Salt Dogs game that we went to as a group. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for that, but the opening pitch was thrown by a Scottsbluff County resident, Leonard. So I don't think he was here, was he? He's not. Okay, that's too bad. But he got to throw out our first pitch. He was in Lincoln attending the center at the time. We also had our Christmas party, which we held at the Outback Steakhouse in Lincoln. And then on a slightly less formal note, usually after our meetings, we'll convene at a local restaurant and have fellowship there. Oh, I probably should mention at the beginning, our meetings are held on the third Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. So in addition to our fun and fellowship, we've also done a lot towards serving both our members and the NFB at large. Things along those lines include we rented a van that's going to meet the bus at the North Walmart in Lincoln to help people get back home because they'll be getting dropped off probably around 9 p.m. And it'd be hard to expect or hope for 15 different Ubers to come and pick people up at that time of night. Other services include we purchased a pretty high fidelity Bluetooth speaker with really good microphones to help assist with our Zoom meetings to make those go smoother. We contributed $500 this year to the scholarship fund, and we continue to contribute to the national through our monthly PAC contributions. Oh, I'm sorry. We meet at St. Mark's Church, which is 1309 R Street, I think. Yes. Okay. We've also had activities related just to advocacy and community involvement. That's included, we had a couple members, actually our two previous presidents, Amy and Nancy, both went to Barnes and Noble they have a program where they read children's books. So for Blind Equality Month, I know I have the name right, Quality and Achievement Month, we went and, I should say they went and read books in Braille to the children. And that was, from what I understand, a very rewarding experience and educational. Oh, and Barbara too. I'm sorry, Barbara. Oh, Laura. Okay, there are a lot of you. Okay. Well, thanks for everybody who did that. So I feel like I was probably the only one who didn't do it. So we've also done a fair amount in terms of public transit advocacy. Currently, Lincoln's public transit system, StarTran, is in the process of they tore up where sort of the downtown bus depot was and created a mess, and now they're going to move it to another temporary spot while they're planning to build a permanent spot, and it's created a lot of mess and confusion. So they had an open house and they had two sessions. I went for one of them. I know Barbara and Brad Los went to another session. We were both able to kind of convey some of our concerns. At present time, we have a commitment from StarTran's Assistant Director for Transit to come to one of our meetings. It hasn't actually been scheduled yet, but we'll have a chance as an entire group to discuss transit issues with the Assistant Director of Transit. In addition, I know that Barbara has been involved in some other transportation-related committees. We made I believe it was a $400 contribution to a cane walk that's occurring later this month, I believe April 24th. The purpose of the cane walk is to introduce blind children and youth to using the white cane and just sort of normalizing the process. That's sponsored, let's see, I think it was, I'm not quite sure who actually developed the program, but yeah, okay, yeah, Mary Noel Chamberlain developed the program, and we're giving a financial contribution to help with the supplies. We've also been involved in some issues related to like making art accessible, and currently recently our Persian Auditorium was demolished because it was old and we have a new arena. So there's a mural, and they preserved the mural, and it's going to be set up, or parts of it are going to be set up, I think, at the White Cemetery. So Barbara has been working with some people to make sure that that happens in an accessible way. We've been discussing other ways to get involved with art accessibility in museums. The History Nebraska Museum, formerly known as the Nebraska State Historical Society, hosted a few wages students who did some research, and we've been in contact with them trying to find out what was done in terms of research. Supposedly it had to do with researching famous blind Nebraskans. So that's another area of exploration we're looking into. We've also had some advocacy sort of in the healthcare arena. Barbara's been involved with the Healthcare Equity Coalition, and she's working on getting somebody from the Healthcare Equity Coalition to come to one of our meetings and give us a chance to give the blind perspective of the healthcare experience, which I think is really important because I can speak from personal experience that it's not always good. So as far as fundraising, as I mentioned, we've been selling Baker's chocolates. We have the Give to Lincoln Day is coming up in May, and that's something we've been participating in for several years, and that's always been a helpful fundraiser. In the past, we've had the funds oftentimes earmarked for very specific things like transportation or arts. This time, we're going to keep it more generalized to be a little more flexible with it. We have a Terry Lind, the Terry Lind fundraiser. That's a website that sells nuts and other goodies, and we have a store there where we get a bit of a commission on anything people buy through that. And I think that is or was accessible through the NFBN website. And then every week we do our quarters raffle, our red hat, and our brags and drags at the meetings itself to raise funds. And I'm hoping in the future I'm hoping to expand the amount of community advocacy we do in areas like healthcare, areas like transportation and accessibility. And I think that's most of what I have.
Yes, question. Whoops, 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 whoops.
Oh,
Oh.
I should've said that. Yeah, it's actually going to be March 27th.
April 27th. Yep.
April 27th this month, which is the fourth Saturday.
Yeah, we had to,
Change it.
we did have to move it to the fourth Saturday this month, so it is April 27th at 10 a.m. at that 1309 R Street. All right. Yep. CB. Ooh, I know somebody with those initials. Yes.
But there may be another.
Yep.
Maybe there's another CP here. I don't think so. There's only one.
Oh, Christine Boone, all right. Yeah, isn't that the way it goes? The last day, you're finally getting into the swing of it. You know, you have the routes figured out, all that good stuff. So we could stay here another few days if you'd like. I don't know if the Civic Center wants us, but Carlos just brought up a stylus, which was in his seat. It is a flat stylus, so it kind of looks like it slides into one of those versus slates. I don't know if that's, I can't remember. I've used the word versus slate, but it's been a while. Kind of has a saddle shape to the top of it. So if you're missing a stylus, it's up here with me. So Carlos, where are you, or where were you setting? Okay, so if you were sitting right there at some point this weekend. Oh, it was on the table. Okay. All right, now for our Omaha chapter president, Bob Burns.
Okay, hello, everybody. So the Omaha chapter, this year, our officers are, I'm the president. Leah Johnson is the first vice president. Rajna Kashwani Marsh is the second vice president. Robert Newman's the secretary. Sandy Alvarado is the treasurer, and Mickey Saltzman is our board member. We've gone to a kind of a hybrid meeting. We do one in-person meetings every quarter. So we've met in January. And then we meet at the Swanson Library on 90th and Dodge when we meet in person. So our next in-person meeting will be in May at the Swanson Library. And then we meet on Zoom. It's all the different offices or different affiliate subchapters have taken all the good dates. So we have the second Sunday night from 7 to 9 is when we do our Zoom meetings. And so we're going to have a picnic at Halleck Park the second Saturday of June this year. So hopefully people can come and join us there. And then we always have our annual Christmas party. Last year we had it at the Brazen Head, and a lot of people from Lincoln came down, so that was great. And this year we will keep you posted where we're going to have it. But anyway, don't have near as much excitement going on in Omaha as Lincoln. Lincoln's, I think, got more excitement than the rest of the state put together. So anyway, that's the Omaha report.
I think the new president in Lincoln
Oh.
was just showing off, you know.
Well, here, let me,
Oh.
actually, we do have a fundraiser going on, which I should mention. Sandy Alvarado, we're selling theater candy. People hopefully know that by now, and they make a great travel, companion and nourishment to get back to wherever you're headed. So please stop and buy some candy, and it'll be on the bus too. So anyway, thanks.
All righty. Becca. Perfect.
They're super nice.
All right. All right. Now, this next person I also didn't prepare, but I do think he's up here. Is our newly elected president of the Nebraska Association of Blind Students, Lucas Grease. Might as well just take it out.
All right. So yeah, I'm Lucas, and at our student meeting, we were able to reform the student division. So I'm not sure if I'm right about this, but I think we got 9 people that joined the student division at the meeting. With that being said, we were able to make a full 5-person board. So on that board, we have me as the president, and then we have Ben Grelk as vice president, and then Ty Schaefer as secretary, Lisa as the treasurer, and Hannah is the board member. It sounds like our 2 goals for this next year is to start recruiting more students to join the division. And it sounds like we want to raise $1,000 within the next year. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Greece. G-E-I? Oh, yeah, I forgot the R. G-R-E-I-S-S. Oh my gosh. E only comes before I after C,
In
right?
German,
Something
you
like that.
always pronounce the second
Yes.
vowel, so it's Greece, you didn't, I-E.
If it were
Oh.
EI, it would be Grace.
Oh. See, we even get English lessons during convention.
German, that's right.
German? Well, I don't know any language, so. Yeah, Jamish, there you go. All right, and finally, he's been waiting up here forever, is the president of our oh my gosh, senior division, Robert Newman.
All right. All right, you guys. Of course, if I just kind of hesitate, you guys are just getting older all the time. We kind of like people getting older. You get wiser, that kind of stuff. So anyway, we had elections this year, and it's the same actual board of officers. In fact, we want to get some other people interested because we need to just do that. So I'm the president. Barbara Lose is the first vice president. Cheryl Livingston is our treasurer, and Linda Menticare is our secretary, and then Nancy Altman is our board member. So Barbara, are you coming up here or going to talk? Anyway, so Barbara is going to be just reading a few things, but we do meet the second Monday of every month. We only skip 1 month, normally is July, and we meet at 7 o'clock on Monday's night, the second Monday of the month. Okay, I said that. 7 o'clock, we go until 8:30. Sometimes we go over, it just depends on just how much business needs to be done. All right, so, and of course, some fundraiser for this year are the clickers. It just kind of adds a interesting nuance, to, and it's memorable, and hopefully it's not an annoying type of member, so, but we just got to learn to do it at the right time. So Miss Barbara, would you like to come just tell people what we have been doing? I just wanted to bring this friend of mine.
Okay,
Great. Go ahead.
obviously, everybody's must be taller than I am. Okay, probably. Okay, this year we talked about several things. And one of them was about birding as blind people. Then we talked about the all-terrain cane. We talked about Android phones. Then we talked about reflections on the national convention, selling blindness-related products, questions and information about blindness in general. We try to have at least one of those kinds of meetings each year. We talked about artificial intelligence and blindness-related ways of using it, holiday plans for the past and present and that kind of thing. We talked about employment opportunities with Optavia and teaching technology and creating homemade candy. So we invite people, blind folks who have these kinds of skills and these kinds of businesses to talk with us. And it's really cool. So I hope everybody will want to come and join us. We also have people beyond Nebraska who have come to our meetings. And in this last year, those places include Washington, D.C., Rhode Island, Delaware, Massachusetts, Washington State, Maryland, North Carolina, Indiana, Virginia, Arizona, South Carolina, and California. So it's really cool. Thank you.
Right. So we do meet by, by Zoom. And so, Madam President, last year you showed us, you and our teacher Shane showed us about origami, and we learned, there's all the creases, there's mountains and valleys, and some of us really did a good job. I had kind of a frustrating time, but I kept working at it, and finally I got to a sample of something that I just knew that was always there, and I had really, anyway, so it's the ultimate of valleys and mountains, and I would like to give that to you, your hand. And I call this Mother Earth. So here is Mother Earth.
It is literally a crunched up ball of paper. Thank you. I will treasure it forever. That's awesome.
It's all firm, you know.
Yes, yes, it's perfect.
Looks like
Anybody can make it. That's awesome.
Third rock, Mother Earth. Nice job, Mr. Newman.
Yes, very good. All right, with that, we're going to call